Good afternoon, everyone. I am coming today to show you a recipe that Erlene had found on YouTube. It's from Cooking with Plants on how to yeah, I know it was sneaky. On how to make your own vanilla extract. It is very, very simple. Now, she used a different blender. She used a Tri-Best blender, which is a very small handheld blender. I decided I'm going to put it in the Vitamix. As you can see, I've got the things already in here. It takes 2 vanilla beans. She uses pod and all, 1 cup of filtered water, which I had spring water, so I used that. Hi, Fred. Good to see you. And also a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. This is, and then you put it in the refrigerator when you get done and store it in the refrigerator in a glass jar. I haven't mixed it up yet, but I'm going to mix it up in the Vitamix. Yes, I did. This is made with the vanilla bean, and I'll put you back just a little. And I had only had 1 vanilla bean. I had to go buy another one because it takes 2 vanilla beans. But this is going to be simple. It's going to be, you mix it for about a minute or 2, but I think in the Vitamix it shouldn't take that long. But you're going to watch it mix, and then I've got a jar here that I just bought that I'm going to put it in. It's a jar with a screw-on lid. And I will tell you, hi, good to see you. And I'm going to turn, I've got this on now, and I'm going to let you watch it as it mixes this up. I'm going to start out slow. Mix it for about a minute or 2. They're supposed to. I did cut them up. To make them smaller. Hi, Tasha. All those coming in, welcome. I'm going to stop it ahead of time. She used the smaller blenders, and she had it about a minute or 2. But I think with the Vitamix, you don't need to blend it that long. And I'm going to pour it in this jar because you need to pour it into a jar. You're going to have some problem where it's going to be separated. But you put it in the refrigerator, it'll eventually. I'm going to take a spoon and see if I can get it. If I can kind of bring it to her. But she had it separated too. It's going to separate a little. But you put it in the refrigerator and let it set up. I know it doesn't look too pleasing, but there is the vanilla extract. And you put it, like I said, you put it in a jar with a glass lid. You have to, or with a screw-on lid. You have to keep it in the refrigerator. But see, it's going to, and you're going to have that. It's going to, the longer it sits, the stronger it's going to be. And she had said it should keep anywhere from 2 to 6 months in your refrigerator. If you use a lot of vanilla extract for making things, for your baking, it should be no problem. But you got to make sure you keep it in the refrigerator. But like I said, she used the whole bean, pod and all. Yes, it does. It makes quite a bit. What you buy like at Amazon, like the non-alcoholic vanilla, that's just a small bottle, about 4 ounces or so. Now this is a 16-ounce jar, and it filled it up quite a bit because you start with a cup of water. So I just decided to makes it for a while, and I thought if I use this jar, this should be big enough. They had different jars. They had 32-ounce jars, then they had this jar. Then they had smaller pint jars, and I was afraid to put it in a pint jar. It might not be enough. Well, I'm glad I put it in this jar. It actually doesn't look very big. You can see it separating a little bit, but that's going to happen. You just leave it set up in the refrigerator, and it should be just fine. But there you make your own. Oh, well, I probably could have, but she said, but she only started with a cup. She started with a cup and had a quarter cup of maple syrup with the beans. I suppose I probably could have, Earlene, but I wanted to follow the recipe just exactly the way she did it and see how it goes. I was afraid to add too much water, afraid that it might be, you know, it really would change it. You're going to have, like I said, you're going to have this that's going to separate, but that's common. How did I make it? You'll have to go back and watch the replay. But what I did is I used 2 vanilla beans, pod and all. I just cut the vanilla beans up a little bit. Put in a cup of spring water. She said filtered water. I had spring water. And a quarter cup of maple syrup. Then I blended them in the Vitamix and put them in this jar because you want it in a jar with a screw-on lid. And as you can see, you can have some separation there, but it'll eventually get better. You know, it's supposed to set up, and you have to stir it every once in a while. That's what she said too. I think you have to stir it. From what I've read other people, you have to stir it every once in a while. You know, when it starts separating, like your almond milk. Sometimes that'll separate. You have to go and stir it. But right now it's. But I'm not going to worry about it because it looks okay. Once I put it in the refrigerator, then it'll settle down a little bit. But this is the first time I've ever using the vanilla beans. So let me tell you, the vanilla beans are not cheap. Not cheap at all. She never strained it. She had used a smaller blender. Now I have that particular blender the lady used on her on YouTube. I don't want to use it because I don't like. It's really too small. It's a TriBest blender. I have that one, but I rather use a Vitamix. She didn't strain it. She poured it right from the TriBest, her little container that she blended it in, right into her jar. So she did not strain it because I saw her take it off the blender and put it into the jar immediately. So she didn't strain it. I don't think you're supposed to strain it. But like I said, this is the first I've ever used vanilla bean. So it's kind of odd because usually you take cut the pods open and you use the beans inside and you throw the pods away. But she used the whole thing. And like I said, they're not cheap. I had one already, and then I went and bought another one today at Walmart. I went to different places, but other ones are expensive. Either they're too expensive, they're over $13 for one bean, or they didn't have them at all. And it's $11.98 at Walmart. And what could I do? Well, where I got mine was at Walmart, over where their spices are. It's on the spice rack. It was the organic vanilla beans. They came in organic bottles. And yes, $11.98 is right. Ouch. But that's where I got them. When I first saw it a while back, I decided to buy it in case I ever needed it. I had one, then I went and bought another one. Yeah, it is. But you go and look like Amazon or any place else, and they're really expensive. You know, but you take into consideration, look how much this made. That's actually not that expensive when you think about how much this made and how long it's going to last, because you don't use but very little at a time. And this is going to last a long time, you know. So I won't have to worry about using it up too fast. I'm kind of getting tired of buying the non-alcoholic, which is fine, but it's about, I think, $8 and something for the 4-ounce bottle. I think that's what it is, about 4 ounces, 2 to 4 ounces. That isn't very much, and it doesn't take very long to use that up. She said anywhere, people had asked her, commented on her page. She said anywhere from 2 months to 6 months. But if you use a lot of it, you know, she uses evidently a lot, so it doesn't last her 2 months. But at least a minimum of 2 months, which is actually pretty good, really good, you know. So I'm sure I'm going to use it a lot because I do a lot of baking. Hi, Tanisha, good to see you. You missed me making the vanilla, but here it is with the vanilla beans. Use 2 vanilla beans, pod and all, and a cup of filtered water, and a quarter cup of maple syrup. It's something that you can make your own. You know, I checked something today, and I was telling Earlene when I texted her. You know, people buy the imitation because it doesn't have alcohol in it. Well, I decided to go take one, look at it today, see what it does have in it. Guess what it has in it? Propylene glycol. You know what propylene glycol is? It's antifreeze. They put antifreeze in the imitation vanilla, and people are using it and not realizing what they're doing to themselves. I'm taking your. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Yikes is right, and yet there are Adventists that use the imitation vanilla because they don't want to use the real vanilla because of the alcohol, but they end up putting antifreeze into their system, and eventually, it's maybe it's just in minute volumes, quantities, but it eventually could kill them. I would think it eventually could kill them. I don't want to buy it. I thought about buying it, and I thought, nope, I'll just make my own. Even if I have to pay $12 for the beans. At least I know when I buy the beans, it's going to last me a while. And I don't have to. And I suppose you could, if you wanted to, you could freeze this as well, if you wanted to. She didn't say anything about that, and I should have asked her. But if you're not going to get used up that well, that quick, you can go ahead and freeze it. But I wanted to come in here and I wanted to show you how to make this, because it's best we make our own foods as much as we can. Make it, and you know what you put in it. Yeah, I know. paying $11.98 for one bean is really expensive. But the Madagascar, they've got the Madagascar vanilla beans, but those have bourbon in them. Well, you're defeating the purpose. It's like buying the pure vanilla extract in the store. It has alcohol in it. I'm not going to buy that. I said, no, I will not buy it. I saw some vanilla bean at Kroger's today, but it was bourbon vanilla bean. It was only $5 something for one bean. I said, I'm not buying this, so I put it right back. When I saw this had bourbon on it, forget it. So then I went back over to Walmart and got the one for $11.98. At least I knew I was getting an organic bean that doesn't have anything in it, but it's just vanilla bean, period. Because I had to add it to the one I already had so I could make this. And now I don't have any vanilla beans left, but that's fine because this will last me a while anyway. I won't have to buy vanilla for a while. You do a lot of baking or anything like that, whether you cookies or anything that calls for vanilla. My ice cream I'm going to make later. I took the base. I used the non-alcoholic vanilla for the base of my ice cream, which I've got sitting in the refrigerator. I'm going to put in my ice cream maker a little later. Yeah, it takes 2 beans. I think she did it that way to give it a better flavor. 1 bean may not be enough because you're using a cup of filtered water. I use spring water. So when you think about it, a cup of filtered water with 1 bean would not be enough bean, Yeah, I suppose you could. Yeah, you could do half a cup of water in 1 bean. Yeah, I suppose you could. It'd make less of a quantity, but you could do that too if you wanted to. I would think so. Yeah, that it would even equal out because you're using a cup of water for 2 beans. So yeah, about right. I should have done that, but I thought, well, I'm going to make the what they said at first, because I'd like to follow the directions completely at first. Oh, thank you, Erlene, for the super hearts. I like to follow the directions to the T the first time I make anything, because I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I don't want to make mistakes. And sometimes you can still make mistakes trying to follow it to the letter. But this was simple. A simple recipe with just 2 vanilla beans, water, and maple syrup. Anybody can make it. If you have it in your cupboard, and we all should have maple syrup in our cupboard. Now, vanilla beans, no, because that's just not something you have. Yes, then you can adjust it next time. That's what's so good about the recipes. You can take and adjust it. Now, the next time I may, just buy 1 vanilla bean and use half a cup of water and make a smaller quantity. And I can use a smaller blender that way. But I wanted to try it the way she had done it the very first time to see how it would be. And I think it's going to be okay. There's quite a bit of it here. It's going to take a while, and I won't have to worry about running out so fast. That's what's so good about these recipes, You can tailor them to suit you. You don't have to follow them to the letter every time. Maybe the first time you would, to try to get an idea how to make it so that it's done right. Then after that, after the first time you make it, then you can adjust it from then on. That's right. Oh, right. You take it and you adjust it. Oh, yeah, that happens. But That's what these recipes are good for, taking them. Hi, Claude, good to see you. Taking them and adjusting them to suit yourself. But like I said, most cooks will take and follow the recipe the very first time to the letter. Put everything in it says, but then after that they will adjust it the way it needs to be adjusted. You know, and this is my I'll put it back here, my vanilla extract. I used, if you want to know, I used, Claude, I used 2 vanilla beans, pod and all. Used 1 cup of spring water and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And I mixed it up in my Vitamix. And then you pour it into a glass jar with a screw top lid. Now the jars I had didn't have a screw top lid, so I thought, well, I better buy me some with a screw top lid. I like these jars because they're pretty. Very pretty. If you can see the design in them, I'll hold it closer. See the design in it? It's pretty. These are, I think, from Pioneer Woman is what they're from. And very pretty jars. 4 come in a pack. Well, I don't need all 4 of them, but you never know. I might use them for something. But I think this is a pretty jar, and the vanilla is going to be good. Hi, welcome back, Erlene. And it makes just enough. Oh, they're similar to mason jars, but this is from Pioneer Woman. It's got a little more of a design on it. Oh yes. Everybody keeps encouraging me to try to start a recipe book too. Oh, it's going to be simple enough. You just have to find vanilla beans cheap enough. You just have to look and see where you can find them. Now, like I said, I got mine at Walmart. If you want to know where to get them in this. You can get them in the aisle where the spices are, and just look for a vanilla bean. And there's only 1 bean in a jar, and it's organic. You know, $11.98 for each bean. But you know, when you think about it, this is pretty cheap compared to what it would cost to keep buying vanilla over and over and over again. And look how much vanilla that made. Those 2 beans made quite a bit. Made an awful lot. Yeah, I do make my own cheese and cheese sauce. I use the cheese sauce I make has carrots and potatoes in it. Your seasonings, nutritional yeast. I don't have the recipe in front of me right now, but I have made imitation cheese. Yes. I also have a cheese that I made a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half ago, that I made, and I sprinkled it on my food. I can't even think of the name of it anymore. You haven't found nutritional yeast? I get mine through Amazon. Amazon sells it. You might be able to find it maybe at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. If you have a Trader Joe's or Whole Foods in your area, they may have it. But I get mine through Amazon, since I'm an Amazon Prime member. I really don't know if they do or not, Erlene. Since I got mine said great value on the jar, or on the jar it said great value, and they're organic, so they're an offshoot brand. The Walmart brand is called Great Value, so that's what I bought. So you can try and find out. You maybe Google it and find out, Erlene. But otherwise, you'll have to buy them. You could probably buy your vanilla beans at Vitacost, whichever you need or whatever. 2 beans at a time is all you need. And I was going to buy more, and I thought, no. Oh, you have a coupon at Kroger? Okay. I was going to buy more, and I thought, no, I only need 2 beans at a time. This is going to last me a long time. And until I need more, till this is gone, I'm not going to make any more. And I'm not going to buy vanilla beans and have them sitting around. I'll just buy them when I need them, make my own vanilla extract, and I'll have it made. It's amazing when you start looking for recipes, what you can make yourself to make it more palatable, make it more healthier, something that you can enjoy eating, not have to worry about getting sick on, but you know what the ingredients are. You don't have to shake your head. You don't have to scratch your head to try to guess what is in it. You know what is in it from the very beginning. 3 simple ingredients: the whole vanilla bean, pod and all, a cup of spring water, and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Very, very simple. You've got a Blendtec or a Vitamix. Even a Ninja probably would mix it pretty well. Oh, let's see what. Oh, Fred, catch my video on the homemade suspense. Okay, is it up on YouTube, Fred? Because I haven't, I'm not following you on YouTube. What is your YouTube handle? Trying to get back up here. Oh, oh, on Periscope? Okay, okay, all right. Oh, hi, Richard. You missed me making. You have to go back and watch the replay. But here's my vanilla extract that I made, and I'll tell you how I made it. I made it simple. You take 2 vanilla beans. Now, let me tell you, vanilla beans are very expensive, Richard. Maybe in your area you can find them cheaper. I don't know. My area, they're $11.98 for 1 bean. You use the whole bean, pod and all. Take a cup of spring water, filtered water, and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Put it in a blender and blend it up. And this is what you get. It's going to separate. You have to put it in a jar with a screw-on lid. And this will last a long, long time. Because the extract, if you've looked at the extract you buy in the store, the pure vanilla extract has alcohol in it. Yeah, they are. They're very expensive. But this is the only way you can make it, you know. And like I said, I had one because I bought it a long time ago, and I thought I'd better get another one because it takes 2. But if you look at the pure vanilla extract in the store, it's got alcohol in it. And then your imitation has propylene glycol, which is antifreeze. What in the world are they doing putting antifreeze in imitation vanilla? And yet people are buying it. Adventists in my church are buying it. I'm going to tell the one that buys it, don't buy it anymore. It's got antifreeze in it. Make your own. Just buy the vanilla beans. You're going to have to spend a little money for them, but it's better than buying that. Okay, thank you, Fred. That sounds good. Yeah, antifreeze. You know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she does or not. But when I saw that, that was the very first ingredient on there, and that popped out at me because I thought, well, you know, my friend at church is saying that it doesn't have alcohol in it, so I thought, well, I'm going to look exactly and see what it does have in it. Propylene glycol was the very first ingredient, and that popped out at me, and I put that back, and I shook my head, and I says, oh, my goodness. People are buying imitation vanilla, and it's got propylene glycol in it. We need to look at our ingredients on our labels very, very carefully. Don't put stuff in your body that's going to harm you. Sure, it may not be very much, but still, why would you want to put something like that in your body? I know I wouldn't. Oh my goodness, you know, we know that antifreeze can kill in large amounts. Yes, that's probably true. And propylene glycol would be an awful lot in that imitation vanilla. And to think, I used to use that when I was younger. I did not realize that I shouldn't have been using it, you know. But now that I know, I'm certainly going to make my own from now on. That's why I come in here, to enlighten everybody else as to what is in your foods that you buy in the store. Unless you take a long look, yeah, true. But it's better to take a long look at the ingredients on anything that you buy in the store. See how many ingredients are in there. Yeah, I don't blame you. Absolutely throw it out. I could not believe it either. I don't have any imitation vanilla in my cupboard. I only have the non-alcohol vanilla, which I just started. Now I have this. Okay, 2 whole vanilla beans, the pod and all. And I put them in my Vitamix, so I cut them up a little bit. And then use 1 cup of filtered water, which I have some spring water that I use, so I put that in there. And a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And you blend it up real good, and this is what you get. I didn't either, but Erlene had sent me a video this morning on, or was it yesterday, on making vanilla. And hi, good to see you, welcome. And I thought, well, this is interesting, so I watched it. It's Cooking with Plants. Anya is her name, and she does a lot of videos on YouTube. And she was making this in a TriBest blender, which I do have, and she's also got a Blendtec. But I thought, well, I might as well use my Vitamix. I asked her if you can use the Vitamix. She never got back to me, but I thought I'll use it anyway. Yes, it is. Yes. Oh, well, we don't drink vodka. We don't drink vodka. Um, oh, yes, you're definitely going to try it now. Hi, good to see you. And that person that said vanilla bean and vodka, I'm trying to steer away from alcohol. Alcohol is not good for your body. You should not put alcohol in your body. I would think so, because she used a Tri-Best blender, which is very small. It's a handheld blender. It's a very, very small one. So if that one will work, an Oster, yes, an Oster will definitely work. And I've seen what the Osters are, so they will definitely work. I just happen to have a Vitamix, and I like it better than the Tri-Best because it's just on a real small scale anyway. So I use that. But Oster, yes, it will work. Yeah, fermented products are bearable for the body. What if you put it in with no alcohol? No, you don't need alcohol in vanilla. Your pure vanilla extract in the store has alcohol in it. You don't want alcohol. That's what gives it the taste it has. All this has in it are 2 whole vanilla beans, pod and all, a cup of spring water, and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. That gives it its flavor. You do not need alcohol or any kind of vodka, bourbon, or anything like that in your vanilla. You shouldn't be eating vanilla, taking vanilla in the first place. Yeah, it is. It is. But I wish she'd come in here so she could see what I'm making. You don't have to make it with alcohol. Make it with the 3 ingredients I made it from, and you've got a healthy vanilla or a vanilla extract. It probably does, but this, from what I understand, I'm watching YouTube video, this will keep from 2 months to 6 months in the refrigerator. You have to keep it in a glass jar with a screw top lid. It'll keep for that long. Sure, alcohol would probably preserve it, but it's not good for your body. Not good at all. Make your own. You know what's in it. That's why I come on here and make so much of my own products, so I can enlighten other people. Yes, you do. You have to put it in the refrigerator. That's why I come in here and make things so people can be enlightened on what is good for you and what isn't. Oh, thank you. Good to see you too. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, when she told me about this yesterday, I told her, I says, I'm going to do this Periscope on that as soon as I get that other vanilla bean, because I want people to see how to make it so you can do it yourself. It's very simple. Any kind of blender you have will work. Just get your 2 vanilla beans, put the pod and all in there. I cut mine up. Now, when she put them in the Tri-Best, she didn't cut them up. And you're going to have some separation. Oh, you bought carob powder? There's so much you could do with carob. I made some carob ice cream. I just finished it up today. Carob ice cream with some chocolate chips. I'm going to make some ice cream later. And I used the full fat, 2 cans of full fat coconut milk and the light coconut milk. Plus I put some cane sugar in it and some vanilla. That's my base, and then I can add to it what I want. I'll probably put some carob chips in it, and that'll be my ice cream. But make your own foods. At least you know what's in them. Yeah, probably. Well, I think you'd have to put fresh bananas in. I'm not sure if you can put. I might put bananas in it too. That's right. Frozen bananas would probably be okay, but I think. Oh yeah. That sounds good. Carob and peanut butter pie. I made some fudge again on Friday. That just takes a cup of peanut butter, a cup of carob chips, and 3/4 cup of maple syrup, and it's real good fudge. Oh, wow. Sweet potato. Oh, you loved it on your sweet potato pancakes? How nice. That sounds so good. I have never tried sweet potato pancakes. I'm trying to get used to sweet potatoes. They're not a favorite of mine. I don't really like them. How does it taste? Oh, marvelous. It's to die for. And if you haven't seen what the fudge looks like, I will kindly go get it in the refrigerator and I'll show it to you. I went and cut it up on Saturday morning. This is what it looks like. It's very, very soft. As you can see, they're very, very soft, and it's very, I want them to stick together, but they're very soft. Let me see if I can pull one out. It's not sticking there. See, there, and I'm going to eat it. This is so good. I just can't stop eating it. Yeah, it is. It is so good, I can't stop eating it. Although I just eat one a day. But let me tell you, I finally got the others gone and wanted to make some more. I'm not sure if you can use it immediately or not. She didn't strain hers. I watched her video, and she took it and poured it right from the blender into her jar. And you could see it separated. You could see pieces, which I had the same thing too. I stirred it a little bit before I put it in here. I would think you'd have to leave it set up a little bit. But you don't have to strain it, no. I thought you would, but you don't. So, but it is different. Very different. And I know it's going to be good because I made it myself. I know what's in it. Not harmful. That's why, excuse me, that's why I come in here and do this. Oh, I certainly will. But that's why I do these, because I try to encourage people to they don't have to particularly be vegans if they don't want to. But I try to encourage people to live a little bit healthier than what they're doing. You're right, always natural is best. However, it does come as an expense. You know, people claim that it's too expensive to buy organic. It can be. Oh, thank you. Organic can be expensive, and I don't buy everything organic because it is more expensive than your regular what you buy in the store. However, organic is better for you because you know where it came from. Yeah, that's right. Grow gardens, not lawns. You're right. You're exactly right. And if I could have a garden here, I would. But I can't have a garden where I'm at. And I miss having a garden, so I'll probably go to the farmer's market and start buying some food. But grow, if you can grow your own food, do that. Make your own foods whenever you can. Don't buy processed. Well, where I live, I don't have enough area to have a garden at all. If I wanted to have a garden, I could probably buy some plants and put them in a pots or something and grow them in the house. Yeah, it is impossible. No, I didn't see your question. Let me go scroll back and see if I can find your question. I see I'm trying to look for your question, Carol. See what your question was. Yeah, I'm going back. I will going back to see. I'm trying to find your question where you're at, Carol. I've got to go back a little ways. Oh, you asked what is carob? Carob is a vegan product. It's healthy for you. I'll show you the carob powder that I have. It comes from a plant, and I'm not sure exactly where it's grown, but it is vegan. It's non-dairy. It's better for you than chocolate. Tastes much better than chocolate. And it's better for you. It's healthier. You don't have to worry about it. And I make ice cream with this. I made some carob ice cream with carob chips. I also have made cookies. Let's see, high in protein. I'm sure it probably is. Let me look. It's only got 1 gram of protein is what it says on the can. 1 gram. So take it for what it's worth. I don't know what 1 gram is, but anyway. But it's actually better for you. And if you want to know where to buy this at, you probably could get it at Whole Foods, or you could get it at Trader Joe's. I happen to get this through Amazon. I got this can and I've got another one in the store. But it's very healthy for you. There's many things you can do with carob. This fudge that I made has got carob chips in it, which are just like the carob powder, only they look like chocolate chips. They're sweetened chocolate chips. That's what I put in my fudge, plus a cup of peanut butter, all natural peanut butter, and 3/4 cup of maple syrup. And it's very, very good. I mean, it's the best fudge I've ever made. But if you can make your own foods with everything you got and with anything you've got in your cupboard, go ahead and do it. Oh, they do have. I thought so. Oh, you have to have that much to give a comparison. Oh, okay. I get you. I don't know if I can help you on that one because I don't eat meat anymore. I don't eat. I don't drink dairy milk. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat cheese. You know, I done away with the animal products. Go all plant-based, and that's how I've been able to lose the weight I've lost. Of course, eating this fudge is not going to help, but I eat one a day. I don't scrounge on it. I eat one and I put it back, and I don't eat any more until the next day. Same thing with ice cream, once a day, because I don't want to go hog wild with it. I don't want to go back to the way I was. I mean, I don't want to undo everything I've done to lose this weight. Of course, like I said before, there's coming a stopping point where it's going to get to a point where it's not going to go any further. Oh, you're a bariatric patient. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, though. I'm sorry to hear that you are, but oh, that's right, Erlene. Yeah, you've got any beans? A lot of fruits and vegetables are high in protein. Any beans, like your legumes, you know, like green beans, you know, black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans. Yes, it is plant-based. I no longer eat dairy cheese. I do not drink dairy milk. I do not eat fish. I do not eat hamburgers or chicken or eggs. If I want to make any burgers at all, I will make tofu burgers because I've got a recipe for that. I'll make my own. I will not go to McDonald's or Burger King or anything, eat that stuff anymore. It's not healthy. We shouldn't be eating that stuff. You've lost 120 pounds. Wonderful. Wonderful. Keep on going. But don't get yourself too small. You know, losing weight is not easy. Yeah, there's black bean burgers. You can take chickpeas. You can also make chickpea and lentil burgers. There's different recipes. I mean, there's lots of endless possibilities with beans. Yeah, they say, I think that if you eat it in moderation, don't overdo on it. I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, quinoa is good too. It was 2.5 years ago. Well, I just got off of the animal products. I stopped cold turkey on the meat, the cheese, the milk, and the eggs. And believe me, it was not easy at first because I had been eating them for years, and it was so hard. But once I got off of them, and the longer I've been off of it, the easier it's been for me. You got to keep going at it. You got to have perseverance, and I'm able to persevere and keep on going. If you don't, well, that's understandable. It doesn't really have a taste to it anyway, but if you don't like it, that's okay too. You're right. I agree there. Sugar is the hardest to kick because I'm one of these kind that I had to have things with sugar in it. Well, I've come to that point where I don't really need that anymore. You know, if I can limit it in my diet, salt and sugar, stuff like that, if you can limit it in your diet as much as possible, do it. You know, make a recipe, find a recipe that you like and try it. And you might have to adjust it to your liking. Oh, yes, I do too, Erlene. I love the tofu scramble. It is very, very good. If someone here have never had tofu scramble, try it. You can find recipes for it on YouTube. I've got a couple recipes for it. It is very, very good. And it's healthy. And it really fills you up too. That's right, they do. At first, it's very, very hard because I was so tempted to continue to eat that way. But I told myself, no, I cannot go back. I've gone off of it and I'm not going to go back. You know, it's very tempting at first, but the longer you go without it, the easier it becomes because you really don't want to eat it anymore. Oh, they aren't for okay, that's what I figured. Well, it doesn't have a taste per se, but when you start adding spices and, you know, like maybe a parsley or cilantro or things like that to it, then it becomes flavor. Because tofu scramble, the tofu by itself, there's no taste. You have to, you have to put things in it to flavor it up a little bit, like your nutritional yeast, like I said, and put your red peppers in it, yellow peppers. And orange. I don't suggest eating green peppers unless a recipe calls for it. Now, of course, you can adjust that too, because as I understand it, the green peppers are really the ones that really aren't right. And I used to plant green peppers all the time and just take them right off the vine the way they are. I don't buy green peppers anymore. I buy the red, yellow, and orange ones because they're sweeter. I think the red ones are the sweetest ones of all. They're a lot sweeter than the green. That's the way. And they're real good in salads. No, I don't use that stuff. No, I'm not on marijuana, and I suggest if you're using it, you get off of it. That's not good for you. Yes, they will after a time. They will turn red. That's the best. Leave it go. See, when I was married, my husband and I planted them. We didn't know that you had to let them go to get red. We'd pick them off green. I didn't realize that, but now I do. Oh yeah, stuffed green peppers. Yep. I mean, people still eat them. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with eating them, but if you want real ripe ones. Hi, Tora. Good to see you. It's best to get like the red or yellow or orange. Here's my vanilla extract that I made. And I will tell you what I put in it, Tora. 2 whole vanilla beans, pod and all, 1 cup of filtered water, which I use spring water, and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And blend it up in my Vitamix, and then put it in this glass jar, because they recommend you put it in a glass jar with a screw top lid. And keep it in. It'll keep at least 2 months minimum in your refrigerator. 2 months and more. Oh, I can imagine. Well, I don't like hot peppers anyway, so that would have been no problem there because I didn't care for them. But we would plant bell peppers. We would plant corn and peas and beans. That's the kind of garden we had. Yeah, I sure did, didn't I? Yeah, I sure did. I think it did a real good job. He made that mistake of putting hot peppers next to bell peppers. Oh boy, I bet he had. Oh man, it's true though that flavors will mix if you get them next to each other. They will mix because your pollination. You know, they cross pollinate. So you really want, if you don't want to have a bell pepper tasting like a hot pepper, you better plant them on one side of the garden on one and one side of the garden on the other, so they're not together. You know, I would have never done it anyway. Thought of it anyway because, like I said, I don't care for hot peppers. But that's the best. But I can understand that. That probably was probably a surprise bit into the regular pepper, and it tasted. It was hot. What a waste, you know. Well, you learned your lesson, you know. You learn by doing. You're going to make mistakes. Oh, I suppose not. Many people wouldn't, you know. But they do cross-pollinate, so you have to be very, very careful that you don't get that cross-pollination and they get them hot when you don't want them hot. Well, I don't think I would like that either. You like hot peppers? I don't care for them. I can live without them, to tell you the truth. I would not want them. But I suggest that if you can make this, make your own. And I'm going to tell you, Tora, that the vanilla beans are quite expensive. They're very expensive. Now, I don't know if Whole Foods and Trader Joe's has the vanilla bean. We have a Whole Foods and Trader Joe's here, but I've only been inside Whole Foods once, and that was at the restaurant part to get me a salad. I never went shopping, and so I don't know if they carry vanilla bean or not. They're hard to find, but in this recipe, you use the whole thing, pod and all. Oh, you'll check that this weekend? Okay, good. You use pod and all, and just it takes 2 of them. Now, where I bought mine, I bought them at Walmart, and they're quite expensive, $11.98 per bean. Oh, yeah, it sure does. It sure does, because you eat a lot of hot things there. But vanilla beans are very hard to come by. But you also have to be careful what kind of vanilla beans you get, because there are some vanilla beans that have bourbon in them. The Madagascar, there's some that have alcohol in them. If you want to stay away from alcoholic vanilla, you don't want to put that in your body. And this does not have alcohol in it. This is just a plain vanilla bean. Now, I did go to Kroger's today, as I told people from the start, to look to see if I could get some there instead of Walmart. Well, they have the bourbon vanilla bean. And I thought, no way am I going to put bourbon vanilla bean. I'm not going to make it with that. So then I went and drove to Walmart and picked it up there. I knew I had to pay more, but I knew what I was getting. But it's very simple. If you make your own foods, and Tora's learning how to make her own foods, like the carrot hot dogs that she made. She's learning how to make her own foods too. You find that it's much better for you. You don't have to scratch your head to figure out what you put in it. You know what's in it because you saw the ingredients are right in front of you. You have them written down, or you have them in your head, whatever. You know exactly what you put in it. Oh yes, I know. So am I. So am I. You know, doing this, like I said, makes me happy. That's why I come in here so much and do these, because I get an enjoyment out of coming in here and making things for you and showing you what I've made and encouraging you to live a little better and eat a little bit better. If you don't want to be vegan, that's okay. Absolutely, I can understand that. Yes, have your farm and grow your own. Now, when I had a farm in Indiana, we had a big garden there because there was 4 of us, my husband and I and my 2 kids. So we'd always plant a big garden. I miss that garden, but he always gives me garden stuff every year. He has plenty of garden stuff, so he'll bring me some garden stuff, sweet corn and some beans, and I appreciate that when he gets them picked. A lot of them he takes to the church because we have what we call a Dorcas. So he'll take it to the church and they use it there. Hi, those that are just coming in. Here's my vanilla extract that I made. Very simple recipe. 3 ingredients, or 4 if you want to count the 2 vanilla beans, and the water and the maple syrup. Very simple. Good to see you. Welcome. It's simple and easy to make your own. That way you don't have to buy the vanilla extract in the store. If you look at the ingredients in the store, like I said, those people that don't know what your imitation has in it, pick up a bottle of imitation vanilla, like I did today, because I know it didn't have alcohol in it, but I wanted to see what else it had in it. Guess what, Tora? It's got propylene glycol in it, which is antifreeze. Do you want to eat imitation vanilla and put that in your foods? I hope not. I know I don't. When I saw that, I says, nope. I'll just get the vanilla bean and I'll make my own. Oh, thank you so much. It's amazing what these manufacturers put in their products. Yeah, antifreeze is right. Yep. You know, it may just be minute amounts, but over time, it can be harmful. And people don't really look at their ingredients. You know, they'll pick something up and put it in their cart without even checking the ingredients, what it has on it. I always check the ingredients because I want to make sure I'm not putting something in my body that's going to harm it. Because, you know, it's like I said before, might be good tasting, going down, but what is the effects on it afterwards? It'd be harmful to you. It's not going to be very good. You know, you're going to get sick and everything else. You know, our society is a very sick society because of the way people are eating, the things they're putting in their bodies, because they're not willing to take the time. And that's right, they're poisoning themselves. They're not taking the time to look at the ingredients on the products that they're buying in the store. You wish I was your mama. Oh, I know exactly what you mean, because I do the same. I cringe too to think I used to use vanilla extract. I used to use imitation vanilla, not realizing I'm putting propylene glycol in my body or I'm putting alcohol in my body. I don't want to do that. You know, even your organic vanilla says it's got alcohol in it. I says, organic alcohol? What the heck is that? I mean, good gracious. I mean, you would think it was organic, they'd leave the alcohol out. No, but they put the alcohol in there because they know people are going to buy it. See, they don't think that people are going to sit there and look at the ingredients, and they're right. Most people won't. They won't take time to check the ingredients on the labels. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. And it's sad if you don't check the labels, you're not going to know. You've got to be diligent and check every time you buy something. Oh, your battery died. Oh, I've been there, done that one. But you got to check your labels, because if you don't check your labels, you'll be putting something in your body that's going to harm you in the long run, and you don't want to do that. You know, and 4 or 5 ingredients is okay, but when they get real long, I don't like that. Yeah, they do. They try to call everything organic, but not everything is organic. And the thing of it is, you got to be careful too, because not everything that they say is organic is completely organic either. So you got to be careful of that too. I see Mama Moses is in here. Those that came in here, you can see my vanilla extract that I made. Very simple to make. I'll post this up on Facebook. I'll post it up on YouTube. Let you see how to make it, because it's very simple. It's an easy recipe, one that we can all make. Good to see you. Hi, Mama Moses. Good to see you. That's why I do these. I come in here because I enjoy making foods for other people. I enjoy it. I enjoy making it for you. But you know something? I enjoy making them for myself too, because I know I'm going to continue on this road to lose more weight. And that's what I'm striving for. When I first started this, I did not know how I was going to do. I thought, well, can I really lose this weight? Am I going to lose it? But as I would step on the scale and I saw the pounds go off a little here and a little there, I thought, well, yes, I can do this. It's working. But I have to tell myself I've got to keep going. And I've kept going. And I'm going to continue to keep on going. Like I said, though, it's going to get to a stopping point. It's going to get to a point where it's not going to want to come off anymore. But that's okay, as long as I don't put it back on, because I've worked real hard to get off what I have, and I don't want to put it back on. Yes, I have. When I've gone back to my old periscopes and looked at the way I used to look on my old periscopes, oh, well, thank you for that. I enjoy having you here. I appreciate that very much. That made my day, you saying that. I do enjoy doing this for other people. As I was saying, I went back and I watched some of my old periscopes from a long time ago, and I compared to what I looked like then to what I look like now, and I says, whoa, I was huge. You know, and I look at myself in the mirror, and when I stand in the mirror and I put a dress on or whatever, and I look at myself and I say, my goodness, I do look better. Oh, thank you so much. I feel better too. I feel fabulous. I really do. Oh, if only, Tora. I don't know about that, but that's you know, people are kind of trying to steer me that way. But you know, doing this gives me a lot of pleasure. I'm having fun because I'm learning right along with you. I'm learning how to make new things. Of course. Oh, thank you so much. And I love all of you too. You know, and I'm learning to make so many different things. Of course. Oh, good night to you too. Of course, there are some things that I've blundered on. I've made mistakes on. Just a minute. I'm going to blow my nose and I'll show you how I made that. I know, this looks like molasses, but it's actually vanilla extract. Let me go wash my hands. It takes two vanilla beans, a cup of filtered water, and a quarter cup of maple syrup. And that's this is pure vanilla extract made from the vanilla bean, the whole vanilla bean. Not just the bean inside, but the pods as well. No, I didn't. I put it in my Vitamix. I didn't crush it. I went and put the bean and all in there. I just cut them up a little bit and then blended them in my Vitamix. Doesn't it, though? It looks very great. And it keeps at least a minimum of 2 months, from 2 months on in the refrigerator. But you have to keep it in a glass jar with a screw on top. And like I said, vanilla beans are very expensive. But when you think about how much it makes, it's not really, because this makes quite a bit, and this will last a long time. Don't have to worry about using it up. I'm going. I seem to find more recipes, don't I? Making your own is a lot better for you. I mean, they're probably maybe 6 inches or so. It's hard. I didn't really measure them, but they're usually 4 to 6 inches long. You'll probably find some longer, but these were in a jar. And yes, health is wealth. Exactly. They were in a jar, an organic jar, and they were folded in half. They had to fold them to get them in the jar. But you've used the whole thing, pod and all, and just cut them up a little bit. Absolutely, it certainly will. Where do I get them? I happen to get mine at Walmart. In the spice aisle, where your spices are, just look for the vanilla bean. I will caution you though, they are expensive, $11.98 for one bean, but they are well worth it. It takes two beans, so I had to buy two. Well, I had to buy one today because I already had the one from before. How much each one? You use two whole vanilla beans, the pods and all. I just cut them up a little bit when I put them in the Vitamix. You don't take the beans, because usually what they do is they'll take the pod and cut it open and get the beans out. You don't do that. Use the whole pod. Yeah, probably. And I use a cup of filtered water. Make sure it's filtered water. Now I use spring water, and then a quarter cup of maple syrup. Yeah, it better. Well, they're not going to get you high. They won't get you high at all. Yeah, or plant your own. Yeah, I don't know if you can plant vanilla beans here or not, because they've got certain bean, but they are quite expensive. Now you could probably get them. You can get them on Amazon a little cheaper, I suppose. But I already had one bean. I just needed one more, so I just thought, well, I'll just get it at Walmart and have it done. Not very much. Not very much. So this is going to last me a while. Depending on how much I bake. You do a lot of baking, you're going to go through it a lot more, But this is better than trying to buy it in the store. Because you know what's in the store? Alcohol in it. And those that just came in, I will tell you what your imitation vanilla has in it. Propylene glycol, which is antifreeze. Do you actually want to put that imitation vanilla in your body? I know I don't. When I picked it up and looked at it, I shook my head, and I thought, put it back, and I says, no way am I going to put that in my body. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think they're on a vine or a tree. To tell you the truth, I'm not really sure. Hi, Alexis. Good to see you. Here's my. I'll tell you what I used, Alexis. 2 whole vanilla beans, pod and all. 1 cup of filtered water, which I had spring water, and a quarter cup of maple syrup. That's all. Blend it up, put it in a jar with a screw-on lid, and this is what you have. It's going to separate, but that's normal because of your vanilla bean in the pod. But that's all you do. Yes, and use the whole bean. Now, most of the time you'll see people, they'll scrape the bean out of the pod. For this recipe, use the pod and all. Yes, I use grade A maple syrup. I have organic maple syrup, and I keep that on hand too because it's real good for you. If you can, and mine is 100% pure. They have the different. You have light color and you have the darker color. I think mine's a darker maple syrup. Doesn't matter. See, this looks very pretty. I mean, you can see it separated a little bit, but it's going to be okay. You're welcome. Oh, you did? I didn't know that. Syrup mill. Yeah, see, when you can start making your own things. The antifreeze. You're right. There you go, the antifreeze. But those are just coming in. Don't buy vanilla in the store that's got alcohol in it. Do not buy imitation vanilla. It's got propylene glycol. It's got antifreeze in it. So between those two, you do not want to buy either one. Either get the non-alcoholic through Amazon, or do like I did, buy the vanilla beans and make your own, because you know what's in it. You don't have to worry about having alcohol in it, things that are going to make you sick, things that you don't know what's in it. You don't have to shake your head, or you don't have to scratch your head. You know what's in it. 3 ingredients is all there is. You can't. It's any more simple than that. I have the extra virgin olive oil. I buy that at Walmart. I mean, that's one place I buy a lot of olive oil. Oh, thank you. No, this is the first of making this vanilla syrup, or vanilla extract. Yes, they are. Very expensive. I bought my vanilla beans at Walmart. You can buy them in the spice aisle at Walmart, and they come in a jar, and I can show you the jars that they come in. I think I got them. Oh, yeah, here's one. I saved the jars in case. This is the jar they come in, and they had to fold it up to put it in this jar. But you look for I got organic. They're $11.98 for one bean, so they are very expensive. But when you think about those 2 vanilla beans and how much it made with a cup of your filtered water and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, it made quite a bit. This will last a long time because you maybe only use a teaspoon or so when in a recipe, or depending on what it is that you're making. You don't use very much. But I don't have to worry anymore because the non-alcoholic vanilla that I've been using that I showed you, that's about $8 and something for that small bottle that I have. That's getting quite expensive. And it doesn't take very long to use it up. And it's gone. And then I'm back to buying more. Oh, you're so welcome, Alexis. And good, I'm glad I could do this for you. She claimed, now the one I watched the video from on YouTube, she said a minimum of 2 months. So it can last anywhere from 2 to 6 months. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. It lasts anywhere from 2 to 6 months. So that's a long time. So you don't have to worry about it. But you do have to keep it in the refrigerator. That is a must. You keep it in a glass jar with a screwed on lid and keep it in the refrigerator. Absolutely. This is actually worth keeping the antifreeze out of our system. Absolutely. I don't like the idea of paying $11.98 a vanilla bean, but I says, well, for 2 vanilla beans, make my own vanilla, it's going to end up being, it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay those vanilla beans off. They're going to pay for themselves in the end. Yeah, I suppose you could. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I probably should label a date. I've got some labels up here, and I'm going to have to label it. I'm going to take this picture for Facebook for a little while, too. But you're probably right. That's good. Good idea. I've got some labels, and I'll put a label on it and date it for when I made it. That way I don't forget. There you go. She got the right idea to go and research how to grow your own. That's very, very smart. Although I'm not sure if you can grow it here in the United States or not, because this... I don't know, because I'm not sure exactly where they grow. Well, they do grow some in Madagascar, because they have Madagascar vanilla beans. However, I do think they're grown elsewhere, too. But the Madagascar vanilla beans have bourbon in them and vodka. You don't want that, because, you might as well go buy a bottle of the pure vanilla extract in the store. You got the same thing. You grow your own truffles. But that's why I do this, because if I can't find something in the store that I want to pay for, I'm going to find a way to make it myself. And I thank Erlene for finding this recipe. I don't know how she found it, but she found it and sent it to me in Messenger. I looked at it and I thought, well, I'm going to do this. Yeah, we probably could. Like I said, I don't know if we can grow it over here in the United States, though, because it's not grown here locally. I don't know where it's grown besides Madagascar, but it's grown in foreign countries, so it would be nice. Yeah, I think so. It's a tropical plant. Yeah, in a greenhouse, right. It probably is very, very hard to get started, I bet. It takes a lot of work to get it the way it is. But I would say that the beans are probably at least this long, 4 to 6 inches long. You'll find some probably a little bit longer. The ones I saw on Amazon are a little bit longer, but these are about 6 inches long. Oh, yes, we do. We both enjoy finding recipes to do. She'll find a recipe and then she'll tell me about it. And, you know something? I learn right along with you, because I'm making something I've never made before, but I've learned how to make it as well as you've seen how I've made it, so you can do it yourself. So we're both learning, and sharing with each other. That's why I'm doing this, so I could share my knowledge with you, such knowledge as I have. I'm not 100% knowledgeable. Alexis has got a lot of knowledge because she comes on every day in the mornings and does a lot of recipes. But she makes mistakes too. She has problems where things don't come out right. I've had many a recipe that fizzled in the drizzle. Well, I just don't make them again. Unless I can find a way to make something easier, then I just don't bother with it. But I'm one of these kind. The simpler, the better. If I don't have to spend hours upon end over my stove making something, which I didn't have with this, Just throw it in the Vitamix, and there away you go. And it's done. Oh, for your party next month. I don't even, the Tempe bacon? I don't know what that is. But, yeah, Erlene, she won $530 worth of Pampered Chef. I don't know what she's going to get with it, but bless her heart, Erlene went and bought for me at the party. She went and bought me a whipped cream maker. So now when I go to make whipped cream, I can make it for you in the whipped cream maker, and it'll come out perfect every time. So I'm so thankful for that. Gotta get some water. Erlene is such a blessing because she does so much for me, you know. I love it. Yeah, I love it too. I love it. She's such a blessing to have as a friend. We talk every day on the phone, and I miss it when I don't talk to her. And we talk quite a bit, you know, and I really love talking to her every day. And we share recipes, you know. I'll see a recipe and she'll make it, and then I'll see how it worked out for her, and I'll make it if I want to. But sometimes I'll try a recipe first, and then if it works out for me, then she'll try it to see if she can do it too. But this is simple as could be. I think everybody can make this. You're going to put your mind to it. Okay. All right. I'm going to be getting off here in a little bit anyway, but I just wanted to show you how to make this. It's simple, because I better get it in the refrigerator. So, with that being said, I'll probably come on tomorrow if I can find another recipe. So, I hope you all have a great and marvelous night, what's ever left of it. Take care. God bless.